Hello, I'm Rob from the Malt Miller, and here we have the Grainfather all-in-one brewing systems family. So the idea behind this video is to discuss each different system to find out which one would suit your needs as a brewer best. Now, just before we get into the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications when we release new content. So let's just give you a brief overview of the four different systems. So here we have the S40, the G30, the G40 and the G70. Let's take a closer look at each individual model. The maximum capacity of the S40 is 46 litres with a maximum batch volume of 40 litres and a minimum batch volume of 10 litres. The maximum grain bill is 10 kilos and the minimum grain bill is 5 kilos. It's powered by a 2.3 kilowatt element. It ships with a stainless steel immersion chiller and the necessary hoses and fittings. The S40 is made from 304 grade stainless steel. It's easy to manage the heating using the digital controller with colour display. It has a built-in pump for maximum brewing efficiencies, and all this is backed up by Grainfather's 2-year warranty. Moving on to the G40, it has a maximum capacity of 46 litres with a maximum batch size of 40 litres and a minimum batch size of 10 litres. A maximum grain bill is 13 kilos and a minimum grain bill is just 3 kilos. It's powered by a 2.9 kilowatt element. It has a 30 watt pump and features a wireless controller that works with the Grainfather app. Use the included counterflow wort chiller for efficient and sanitary transfer of your cooled wort. It has an integrated sight glass for easy volume reading. It has a PID heating control for accurate temperature management during mashing. And this is all backed up by Grainfather's 3-year warranty. Next up, the G30. The G30 features a maximum volume of 30 litres, a minimum volume of 10 litres, with the minimum grain bill of just 2 kilos with the micro pipework, and a maximum grain bill of 9 kilos. It has a 6 watt, 1800 RPM pump, and a Bluetooth PID controller. It ships with a counterflow chiller, and this is backed up by Grainfather's 3-year warranty. Moving on to the G70, it has a maximum volume of 70 litres and a minimum volume of 40 litres. This can be reduced using the micro pipework to 30 litres. The maximum batch volume is 65 litres with a minimum grain bill of 8 kilos. This can be reduced to 5.5 kilos with the micro pipework. It has a maximum grain bill of 17 kilos. It features a 2.9 kilowatt element and a 30 watt 2600 revs per minute pump, and features a wireless controller that works with the Grainfather app and ships with an extra large counterflow chiller. And this is all backed up by Grainfather's 3-year warranty. Okay, so that's the features and specifications. Let's take a look at each model, starting with the G30. Martin, what sort of customer is this one aimed at?
Well, the G30 has been on the market for a while now, Rob. It's the original. It's what they've built the brand on. It's in use with a lot of customers. I mean, I've personally had one at home for like 5 years now.
It's gone through changes during its life cycle.
Yeah, they've updated and upgraded it over the years. So bringing in the controller which connects to the app, updating the app and making the app more part of the brewing process. There's so much information you can learn from the app as well as having it help you on your brew day in terms of delayed start or kind of like programming it to do different steps.
Yeah, and actually that delayed start function is fantastic. I know in my own personal use I can get it to start, I can program it the night before, get it to start at 8 o'clock in the morning, heating up so that you know that it's ready for your to dough in. That's a massive time saver.
Yeah, I mean we use that all the time for our brew days.
For our brew days here, yeah. So actually, interestingly, you had already purchased a Grainfather before you even started working here at Malt Miller. So what pushed you into the purchase of an actual Grainfather?
For me at the time, having a 3-vessel system or keeping on brewing a bag it just wasn't accurate enough. So the Grainfather G30 gave me that control over temperatures, delayed starts, but the overriding thing was the compactness of it.
Yeah.
I didn't have to keep worrying about bringing out 3 vessels. Using that on its own, I could easily put it away in the garage or into the cupboard. It's just the whole storage and just the compactness of it, which is what sold it to me.
Okay. The other thing that I felt about it was, because it's programmable, you program your recipe in it and it automatically does the steps or automatically shouts at you when you need to have intervention. I do find that it works around family life much easier than something that you've actually got to stand and watch.
Yeah, I think actually once you've been brewing a while as well, that becomes part of the fun actually. The pre-programming, the planning, writing recipes.
Exactly, it's part of the brew day.
Yeah. Let's talk about the S40. This is fairly new. How does this kind of fit in, and who does this appeal to?
Really excited about this product, and one of the real big benefits of it is its simplicity. So it's not complicated. Someone that's never ever brewed before can get to know this machine really, really quickly. It's also got really sturdy build quality, and it's a really flexible machine. So it will do small batches, it will do larger batches. In fact, at its really accessible price point, I think that we're going to see people buying this between like 2 people, because it's got a 40 litre capacity. That's 2 kegs, so it quite often be a shared unit.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this kind of takes me back to when I first bought my G30, when that had a manual controller.
Exactly.
You know, it's kind of getting back to its roots, but again, improving on the quality and on the features that you've got there.
Exactly that. Yeah, it's a really accessible, easy to use product with no frills, does exactly what it needs to. Okay, so Martin, looking at the G40.
I think it's a nice progression from a G30. If you're a G30 customer, a bit like myself, I'm kind of looking at that and thinking there's some great new step ups. The mash basket, the way that works without the central pipe.
Of course, no centre pipe, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you can actually now do larger batches, up to 40 litres, so you're going to get a couple of kegs out of that. Also makes you think you could share it with a friend.
Indeed.
But also you could also do stronger beers in there if you're into your imperial stouts, your wee heavies, barley wines. It's going to make it so much easier to do something like that.
And of course the wireless controller as well.
Yeah, the wireless controller, having that, and the colour screen. It's just the next kind of step up from where G30 is at the moment.
So if you're a customer and you're looking for completely feature-led product that really performs and flexible as well, this is the one to go for.
Yeah, definitely. So Rob, what about the G70? Where's that fit in, and who's that appeal to?
Okay, so this has a maximum capacity of 65 litres, this vessel. So there are plenty of home brewers that want to be producing that amount of beer. They might not be brewing very often, but they brew bigger amounts. But also people that are sharing beers. So because it will produce 3 kegs, that can be split 3 ways easily. But also for homebrew clubs and for brewers doing test batches. In fact, we sold a lot of these for that exact reason, for test batches. It really does appeal to those customers, the techie side that want the features and the add-ons. So to sum up, Grainfather now do a brewing system to pretty much suit most budgets and most homebrewers' requirements. We're planning a whole series of videos where we're brewing on these systems. So if you want to see more, please stay tuned.
If you've got ideas for any videos you'd like to see from us, please just drop it in the comments below.
And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter.